Coming up on Hashtag That.
We're back with the latest Hollywood news updates. We've got everything from the 25-hour film challenge, Taylor Swift's tour announcement, and the Dodgeball sequel.
All that and more from Hamden to Hollywood. We're your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
From Hamden to Hollywood.
We are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
Welcome back to Hashtag That. I'm Nicole Miller.
And I'm Carly Sanger. Let's dive into some new Hollywood scoops.
Early Tuesday morning on November 1st, a rapper from the group Migos was murdered. Rapper Takeoff was shot and killed in Houston, Texas, outside of a bowling alley at around 2:30 a.m. The cause of death was said to be, quote, penetrating gunshot wounds of the head and torso into the arm, end quote. One of the rappers from the group, Quavo, was also present at the party, but did not sustain any life-threatening injuries. All respect goes to his family and friends as they mourn the loss of Takeoff.
Rebel Wilson is a mom. The Pitch Perfect star announced earlier today that she has become a mother to a baby girl, Royce Lillian. Through a surrogate, Wilson posted on Instagram a picture of her daughter, captioning the post, quote, I can't even describe the love I have for her. She's a beautiful miracle. I am forever grateful to everyone who has been involved. You know who you are. This has been years in the making, but particularly I wanted to thank my gorgeous surrogate who carried her. Thank you for helping me start my own family. It's an amazing gift, end quote. This announcement comes days after confirming that despite rumors, she and her partner, fashion designer Romano Agruma, are not engaged. From all of us at Hashtag That, congratulations, Rebel.
On Tuesday, November 1st at midnight, Mariah Carey posted a TikTok officially announcing her yearly thaw is over and that it is Christmas season. She is dressed up as a witch, but then changes into a holiday dress and giggles in the snow. On October 24th, she announced she is having 2 concerts titled Merry Christmas to All, located at NYC and Toronto. The dates for these concerts are December 11th for Toronto and the 13th for NYC. Tickets went on sale October 28th, and since these shows sold out so quickly, she had to add an additional date for each concert. We're so glad that the Queen of Christmas has finally returned to her throne.
On Tuesday, November 1st, Taylor Swift announced on Good Morning America that she's going to be going on her stadium tour titled The Eras Tour, starting in March of 2023. This tour will include hits from each of her albums and was originally supposed to have 26 shows around the United States. But due to popular demand of just the pre-sale registration this week, she announced 8 additional shows on Friday, November 4th. Pre-sale for the show is still open through Wednesday, November 9th, and pre-sale goes live November 15th, followed by regular ticket sales November 18th.
This week, Quinnipiac School of Communications hosted their annual 25-hour film challenge. Here to give us an inside look is Haley Riccio.
Hey, Hashtag, I am outside the open air studio where the opening ceremony for the 25-hour film festival has just begun. The 25-hour film festival is a challenge in which students at Quinnipiac University get together into groups and create an entire film from beginning to end in just 25 hours.
The 25-hour film challenge it's everything you have to do out in the real world. I love this experience. I think it's great for our students. It creates camaraderie, and it's just a fun time.
And with that, the 25-hour film challenge has officially begun. I am so excited to see what our teams get up to and what amazing films they make up in just 25 hours. It's currently 3:41 p.m. and the film challenge has definitely gotten underway.
The first 3 hours of this have been really fun because, we haven't hit the late hours yet. We've been doing a lot of the creative process and figuring out locations, sets, writing our script completely, storyboarding, shot list. The hardest challenge from the rules has to be the no panning, no tilting, no camera movement at all. As a cinematographer myself, it's really hard.
It is currently 6:27 p.m., about a fourth of the way through their time for the 25-hour film festival, and nearly every group is well on their way through their filming process.
So far, it's been pretty good, a little stressful, if I do say so myself. But I think so far we've been doing pretty good. I think we're making good time, actually. We have a lot of editing, a lot of animation to do, and a lot of sound design that has to be done. That's going to be the bulk of it.
This whole thing is a process, and we're working with it.
It is currently 10:41, and all the groups are in different places in their production, but most groups are still filming.
Since the theme is oldies film noir this year, we had to transform the suite completely. So the TV got put away, the Xbox got put away. It's a really unique opportunity that Quinnipiac gives, and I think it's good preparation for if you are working in film or honestly in any other media industry where you have to work on the fly, edit on the fly, film on the fly.
Good morning, everyone. It is currently 8:33 a.m. on Sunday, meaning there is only a few hours left for all of the teams to finish up their editing and uploading for their 25-hour film challenge.
It's been very hectic. A lot of this is just being right up to the wire. Our editor has been working on the edits for the past couple of hours, really just hammering in the fine little details. It's really just everyone trying to figure out the best way we can present this footage that we got.
3, 2, 1. And with that, the 25-hour film challenge is officially over. Congratulations to all of the participants. You all worked so hard. We'll be right back after this short commercial break.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/therightseat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. It's here. It's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh. No, you can't.
I hope you enjoyed the little break because Grace Doyle is back with the monthly music spotlight.
Hey hashtag, Grace here with another monthly music spotlight. There were a ton of great releases during the month of October, so let's recap. Let's get the big one out of the way first. Taylor Swift has released her 10th studio album Midnights on October 21st, and it has already made a huge impact. Only a few weeks after its release, Midnights has dominated the top 10 spots on the Billboard Hot 100, beating out competitors such as Drake and even the Beatles. The album, which sold over 1 million copies within its first week, was produced in its entirety by longtime collaborator Jack Antonoff. The release pays tribute to Swift's previous works and follows the artist on her journey towards self-acceptance and healing. A personal favorite of mine is the synth-heavy Midnight Rain. The 1975 is also back with their newest release, Being Funny in a Foreign Language. Also produced by Jack Antonoff, this album delves into themes such as responsibility, sobriety, and growing up. This release marks the band's 20-year run as a group and acts as a reflection of why they began creating music in the first place. This album also has some amazing collaborators such as Michelle Zauner of Japanese Breakfast and Phoebe Bridgers. Now, for an artist you may not know about. Indie darling Adam Melcher has released his first LP, Here Goes Nothing. Through its 33-minute runtime, Melcher explores the loneliness and uncertainty that can come with falling in love. The production value on this album is a well-deserved improvement from his previous releases and comes at the delight of many of his dedicated fans. As a longtime fan, I am so happy for Adam Melcher, and I can't wait to see what doors this release opens for him. Of course, I couldn't end this without talking about my favorite band of all time. A new super deluxe edition of the Beatles' Revolver was released on October 28th. Now you may be thinking, why do we need a Beatles re-release over half a decade later? Well, with the development of new demixing technology, producer Giles Martin has brought this classic sound into a new generation. The songs we all know and love have a new added depth and clarity, and with the deluxe version, never before heard studio takes have now been released to the public. Even if you're not a Beatles superfan like I am, you will find something to love on this album. You can read my full review of this release on the Q30 website. That's all from me, but don't go away. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
A lot has happened this week in the entertainment world. Here to tell us all about it is Michael Katz-Flynn with this Trending Topics.
Hey guys, this week there's a lot to go over. Let's get started. Looking at the latest Marvel news, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II has been cast as Wonder Man after playing Cal Abraham in Watchmen and Black Manta in Aquaman. He has now made the leap to Marvel. Despite his comments from 2 months ago claiming superhero movies are clown work, end quote, he is now officially part of both universes. With Wonder Man being announced as a Disney Plus series, it is rumored that after the success of Werewolf by Night, it might be reformatted as a special presentation instead, but hopefully this is not the case. His character has strong ties to Scarlet Witch and Vision in the comics, including a potential love triangle, which should add as an interesting dynamic in the MCU. Very little is known about the project, but nonetheless, fans are excited to see this iconic character brought to live action. In Saturn news, rapper and former childhood star Aaron Carter has died at age 34, following a call that suggested a male had drowned in the bathtub. Authorities arrived at his Los Angeles apartment at 10:58 a.m. to find his dead body. At the time, we have no revelations on the cause of his death, but we likely will not know until an autopsy has been performed. A representative of Carter's confirmed the news and said, quote, "It is with great regret to confirm Aaron Carter was found unresponsive this a.m. in his home in Palmdale, California. The family has been notified and will be flying out to Los Angeles. Aaron worked very hard towards the end of his life in recovery to be a good father and to make amends with his family," end quote. The star came to fame at the age of 9 in 1997 after opening for the Backstreet Boys, which featured his older brother Nick, and released his first self-titled album later that year. He will be deeply missed by everyone. To end on a happier note, could fans be close to getting a sequel to Dodgeball? The beloved 2004 comedy starred Ben Stiller and Vince Vaughn as rival gym owners competing in a dodgeball tournament to keep their business. Supporting cast member Justin Long says that Vaughn has a great idea for a sequel. Despite this, when Stiller guest starred on Long's podcast, he seemed a bit hesitant on revisiting something that is so beloved, even though he loves the cat character. Fans speculate that the turnout 2016 Zoolander 2 could be holding Stiller back on greenlighting another Dodgeball. 15 years after the hit comedy, the sequel was a massive flop, barely making back the $50 million budget with a box office of $56 million, accompanied by negative reception from critics and audiences. Regardless of the actor's worries, Long insists that Vaughn is a very convincing person and is hopeful that Stiller will be on board. By the sound of things, if it's a yes, another true underdog story is an instant go. That's all I have for this week's trending topics. Back to you guys at the desk.
I don't know about you, but I've been loving the newest season of White Lotus, and here to give us their thoughts and predictions is Isabella Foley.
Hey hashtag, it's Isabella, and today I'm going to give you my predictions for White Lotus Season 2. If you're not familiar with the show White Lotus, it's a limited series on HBO Max that premiered last year for its very first season. It won so many Emmys in its first run, including the Emmy for limited series itself. It is set in Sicily, Italy, which is completely different than Season 1 setting in Hawaii. The main characters include Tanya and Greg Hunt, also the DeGrasso family, which is 3 different men in generations of an Italian family, and 2 couples. White Lotus is known for giving clues and hints throughout their show of solving the murder mystery, which is the plot for both seasons. In this season, we see in the beginning that Daphne Sullivan, one of the new characters, finds a body in the ocean, and it is told that 3 bodies have been found. So naturally, my predictions are going to be which characters died, which characters did it, and how does this location and all of the different clues just given in the first episode can kind of lead us there. One of the things that stood out to me most in the first episode was the Sicilian legend of Testa de Moro, which was a legend about a woman that had fallen in love with a married man and found out that he was married and then beheaded him. I know that seems pretty intense, but they really hint to that in the first episode with all the different decor around the hotel, which I think is foreshadowing what may have happened to the unlucky victims. While I don't think that it will be all men that are killed by the end of the show, I really think that the 3 characters I'm predicting will be punished for their actions. Cameron Sullivan, who's played by Theo James, just the way that he is treating his wife Daphne and his attitude just makes me think that he will act in some kind of betrayal, which may lead to him being one of the ones that is a victim of murder. I also think that Dominic DeGrasso, played by Michael Imperioli, who won an Emmy for The Sopranos, who you may recognize, could also possibly die because of his actions towards women and towards his ex-wife and younger women in the show. Lastly, I think Greg Hunt, played by John Grease, as I mentioned earlier, could also have a reason to be killed due to the way that he is treating Tanya and how their marriage is just in shambles. I think that perhaps the theme of this show of romance, betrayal, and cheating will just show that these men should be punished for their actions and are possibly the victims. Last year, I remember when watching, I was trying to decode what the theme song could mean and all of the symbols that were presented. Honestly, it didn't end up revealing that much, but with this season, you can see all of the old Renaissance-like paintings and photos that show men and women having trouble in their relationships, which I think is obviously a big, major part of this season, and that is also foreshadowing what may happen to the men or to the women in this season. That's all I have for today, hashtag. I'll catch you at the end of season 2, and we'll be right back after this commercial break.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job. I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing. After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working. I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this. You will find something.
You will find something new.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfies.
Nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
We're back with the Hollywood News Update, and here to spill all the latest news is Alex Kendall. What do you have for us today?
What's up, guys? We have so much news straight out of Hollywood, so let's jump right into our very first story. Starting off with some unfortunate news, Westworld has been canceled by HBO Max after its 4th season. This was not supposed to be the end, however, as the minds behind the show, Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy, had originally hoped for a 5th and final season to wrap up its story. Sadly, this would not come to be and made the announcement to their Instagram page. Over the course of its run, the series has received mostly positive reviews. However, ratings dropped with each new season. This doesn't mean the journey is over yet, though. Some fans are speculating that Netflix will adopt Westworld just as it had picked up the show Manifest. What do you guys think? Is this the end for Westworld, or do you think it might just get saved?
It's so unfortunate when shows end that way, and after the creators have such a different plan in mind. I mean, it's heartbreaking sometimes, but I do think it has a good chance of getting picked up. I know HBO Max is canceling a lot of shows right now. I know that that's a thing that service is doing currently, but I think that Netflix has a solid chance of picking it up.
I feel like Netflix should pick it up, especially if Nolan and Joy were already planning on having one last season. That means they probably already had something in mind. So I feel like getting a script together for a last season should be pretty easy.
It was a well-written show, and it did have great reviews through, even though, but I think it has a good chance. Alex, what do you think?
Well, Westworld debuted on HBO Max with its highest rating since 2014, so I hope Netflix definitely sees that potential. Moving on to a more serious note, Heartstopper star Kit O'Connor was forced to come out by fans after being accused of queerbaiting. The show Heartstopper is a coming-of-age story that focuses on 2 boys developing feelings for one another. However, after the show ended, fans began to question Connor's sexuality after he was seen holding hands with new co-star Maya Rafiko to address the speculations about his sexuality. The Netflix star took to Twitter and wrote, quote, "Back for a minute, I'm bi. Congrats for forcing an 18-year-old to out himself. I think some of you missed the point of the show. Bye," end quote. According to Connor, the Heartstopper cast felt enormous pressure to label themselves due to the characters they played. Do you think the audience has the right to accuse people of queerbaiting? And does the public have any right to know about this kind of sensitive information?
It's just so young. Like, I feel like they should have given him a chance and wait later in life, or just give him the chance no matter when.
Absolutely, and nobody ever has the right to queerbait. Nobody at all. And it's so unfortunate, and the show is all about basically the opposite of that, and I think that it's awful that had to happen.
Alex, what else? What do you think?
Queerbaiting is really hurtful to the LGBTQ+ community, but at the same time, accusing people of doing the same thing is just as hurtful. To wrap up on a lighter note, Bridgerton 2 star Charithra Chandran opened up about her culture on social media after visiting a temple in Tamil Nadu, India. She shared glimpses of her trip on her Instagram, such as her trip to the temple and a Tamil delicacy called Kothu Parota. Ever since she landed her role on the period drama Bridgerton Season 2, Chandran has shot up to stardom, but she still makes sure to give nods to her heritage. What do you guys think about stars using their platform to spread awareness about different cultures?
It's always great when I see actors using their platform and their fame to highlight different cultures instead of just, promoting one of their shows or movies or anything like that. I love when I see that. How about you?
A lot of actors, I feel, push their heritage and culture to the side and focus on their fame, but it's really good to see finally somebody embracing it while also being famous and not just throwing it to the side,
I agree, and I think it was a beautiful post. Alex, what do you think?
For me, I think it's so refreshing to see this kind of thing, especially with all the media that we get stuck in our feed. That's all I have for this week's Hollywood News Update. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Thanks for sticking with us. Ben Darling is here to give us an inside look at Disney Plus Tales of the Jedi.
Hey hashtag, it's Ben Darling, and Tales of the Jedi has just dropped on Disney Plus as of October 26th. Although the episodes are only 15 minutes long apiece, there's a lot to unpack here, as the potential of the Clone Wars animation style has been fully realized with this series. The potential that Dave Filoni and George Lucas set out to achieve so long ago with the release of Clone Wars in 2008. Let's get into it. The first episode doesn't have a ton narratively to add or worth mentioning overall in the Star Wars universe. However, the episode is executed very well and looks fantastic. The second episode, however, really hits close to home with a young Count Dooku and a young Qui-Gon Jinn going to a planet to solve a dispute between a senator and his people, and end up finding out that the senator is a tyrant. Dooku's backstory is the story you never knew you wanted. The story highlights the Republic being broken long before the Jedi Purge, highlights the hubris of the Jedi Order, and the corruption in the Senate. The story also brings up the point that doing what is easy often leads to tyranny, and doing what is right is often hard, and people fear doing it because they're afraid to challenge authority figures. Episode 3 has a lot to cover, and one of the biggest questions asked is, who do the Jedi serve? Do they serve the people to do what's right, or do they keep order and peace as stated by Jedi Master Mace Windu? Another big question asked by the episode and the series as a whole is, what lines are the Jedi supposed to cross? As seen in the second episode, Count Dooku chokes a senator to get what he wants, and then in this episode, he gets a senator killed to do what is right. Episode 4 was probably the biggest bombshell in the term of new Star Wars stories added to the canon through this series. It shows Count Dooku's further descent into darkness and begs the question, how long have Palpatine and Dooku been working together at this point? The episode also shows the impact of Qui-Gon Jinn's death on Count Dooku and shows how it pushed him further into the arms of evil. Episode 5 and 6 were nice tie-ins to Ahsoka's story, but her story and the Star Wars story in general could have survived without these episodes. Now, don't get me wrong, these episodes were fantastic to see. I'll always take an excuse to see Captain Rex, but a more interesting plot point could have been used in this story. Overall, Tales of the Jedi has a lot to add to the Star Wars mythology and gives us a lot to intertwine with the Star Wars timeline, including Phantom Menace and Revenge of the Sith. It also shows us that Clone Wars animation is not dead. That's all from me. Back to you guys at the desk. May the Force be with you.
This week we have a new game called This or That, Television Edition, where we will be debating which show is better. So I think up first we have Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. Nicole.
I absolutely love Jeopardy. There's something so satisfying about getting the same answer and getting it right. I
love Jeopardy. I watch Jeopardy with my parents whenever I'm home. Throughout high school, I still watched it with my parents. I love Jeopardy. But when I was little, I was a Wheel of Fortune girl.
Yeah, I just never could get it quick enough. Like, everybody around me would get it, and then I would just follow them and be like, oh, I knew that.
So you just feel smarter watching Jeopardy? Mm-hmm. I understand that. I really do.
Okay.
Next one, Dance Moms and America's Next Top Model.
Dance Moms.
Dance Moms?
Dance Moms.
Yeah.
Do not tell me you like America's Next Top Model over that.
I do like America's Next Top Model. I think that...
Over Dance Moms?
No, you said, do I like it? And I said, yes, I do. I like Dance Moms more. I think Dance Moms is a lot more entertaining.
Thank you. Okay.
But some seasons of America's Next Top Model are very entertaining.
Yeah. Who doesn't enjoy seeing Abby Lee Miller give children just absolute trauma?
It's fun. I have to admit, it is entertaining to watch. Mm-hmm. And on that note, let's see the next one. All right, Hell's Kitchen and MasterChef. I'm very passionate about MasterChef.
And I'm very passionate about Hell's Kitchen.
Okay, both on Gordon Ramsay track, so it's okay.
No, Hell's Kitchen is so much better. I can't even fathom that you like MasterChef more than Hell's Kitchen.
I've watched it since I was like 7. I
Okay.
watched it with my parents.
Grow out of it. Hell's Kitchen is just way better. It's simple as that. You could get through a season within, I don't know, a week. It's about 16 episodes, 20 episodes. I've actually watched 5 seasons in the past month. I can't stop. They just opened a new season, watched all 5 episodes in the span of 2 days. I'm unstoppable. What has MasterChef done for you?
MasterChef is so entertaining to watch. I did really, really like MasterChef Junior. I always liked... It's so fun watching little kids cook. Like, I could never do that.
But Gordon doesn't get heated with the kids. He likes the kids too much.
Yeah, but Gordon gets heated with the adults, which is just MasterChef.
Which is Hell's Kitchen.
Agree to disagree. All right, next
Fine.
one. All right, Friends and New Girl.
Fine.
Do you have a...
I'm Friends.
I'm New Girl. All right. Listen,
Oh!
I've watched New Girl over 30 times. I could
That's
quote
weird.
that show.
That's weird.
New Girl
Watch
is
a
like
new one.
New Girl's like an updated Friends.
No, Friends is a classic, and it will not be beaten by New Girl.
I love Friends. I do love Friends. I've seen it so many times.
No, I started New Girl and said, I swear, if somebody ends up dating this girl in the apartment, I'm going to lose my mind.
Why?
And whoop-de-doo, lo and behold, they date.
Spoiler
Why?
alert, I guess.
If you're watching, spoiler alert. Boo-hoo.
I love New Girl.
Yeah. Oh, this could be make or break. You go first. You go first. This would be make or break.
Listen, I already know your answer.
No, come on.
Mine's Chicago PD.
Oh my God! What? Olivia Benson, Officer Stabler. We have the whole Ice
Too many seasons. I'm bored. Move on. There's so many seasons. Chicago PD, I did stop liking after season 4 though because Sophia Bush left, and I was just like, what's the point? I'm not gonna lie.
SVU has been a true diehard classic for about, what, 23 years? It's been going long and hard. Mariska Hargitay just had her 500th episode. But you know what? Fine. Let's agree to disagree.
It's the same thing. Okay. Anyway, for celeb celebrations today, we are wishing Adam Devine a very happy 39th birthday. The actor and comedian is best known for his role as Bumper in the Pitch Perfect movies, Andy in Modern Family, and his Netflix comedy special, Best Times of Our Lives. We hope you have a great day, Adam.
Another big birthday shout out to Emma Stone, who just recently turned 34 years old yesterday, November 6th. This actress is best known for roles in films such as Easy A, La La Land, Crazy Stupid Love, and many more. We hope Emma had an amazing day celebrating yesterday.
That's all we have this week on #that.
Make sure to follow us on our social media accounts and download the Q30 app on the App Store to stay up to date.
I'm Carly Sanger.
And I'm Nicole Miller. Thank you so much for watching #that. From the producers, talent, and everyone working hard behind the scenes, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you again next week.